Come here, buddy. Got a nice mouse waiting for you. Here you go, buddy. Get it, get it. Oh, there you go. What's going on, guys? So I've had a pretty rough morning. I wake up to go to class and I come outside to a flat tire on the van. It looks like I ran over a screw. It's lodged in the tire right there, so I'm gonna have to go and get that fixed. I still wanted to make it to class on time, but I'm doing some work on the hatch, so I can't drive it right now. And the wagon's not registered yet, and the other Odyssey obviously doesn't run. So I hopped in the MR2 this morning and tried to fire it up, and turns out the battery was dead, so I ran back inside and pulled the battery out of my minivan. And this is also after I've tried to push start it down this street. So I've spent a lot of time trying to get this thing running, and then I pulled the battery out of my van, and turns out it still won't run even with a good battery, and it's because I have a different K-Pro in here. So I had to give the K-Pro that I was borrowing from Brent back a couple weeks ago, and this is another one that he had that I was actually running the car on a while back when it was all motor. So I figured the tune on there would be fine just to throw it in there and, you know, take it whenever I needed it. But turns out it does not run on the ECU at all, so I'm probably going to be missing class today, and I get to throw a base map tune on that computer and try to get it to run, and then, you know, get to change the flat on my minivan. All right, so I have the computer plugged into the K-Pro, and I'm going to load a new calibration on here. So we're gonna go to, hopefully you guys can see this all right. So I'm gonna go to vehicle type and go to other vehicles, because that's where all the K24 tunes are at. I don't know if it really matters, but we're gonna go with K24 TSX completely stock. Let's try that one out. Upload that. Let's go to our parameters, and then it's gonna have stock injector sizes on there, so we have to go to the injectors, go over here, that's 310, we gotta type in 1000 cc injectors, and then I'm not gonna mess with the dead times right now. And then let's see what else we need to go to the map, for the map sensor, because that's aftermarket. Go to replacement map sensor. I believe we have an Omni 4-bar in here. Yep, right there. And let's try that. Let's see if that's enough to make this thing run after it uploads. I just want to get it enough to where I can take it to PFI, and then Brent has my 450 horsepower tune on his laptop. So if I can get it to PFI, I'll just be able to upload my old tune off Brent's laptop. Got the tune loaded onto the Honda. Let's see if it starts this time. Well, it idles now. But when I give it gas, it dies. Yep, something's not right. Let's see. Maybe I do need to try plugging in some dead times. So let's just go to the quick set on the dead times and just throw in some random 1000 cc dead times. Let's see. Let's go with injector dynamic 1000 cc dead times. Let's see what that does and upload it. All right, let's see if the dead times made a difference. Nope, still dies. Oh, there's some hope there. It almost revved up. Well, it definitely helped a lot. I can get it to rev up, but it still wants to die. I think that will be enough for me to get it to PFI, honestly. This MR2 also doesn't like to run when it's cold, so it kind of does that already. But we'll see. I'm gonna try to make it over there. We'll see what happens. So I made it down the street a little ways, and it just needs more fuel. It's just really lean on the air fuels. So I'm just gonna highlight this whole map right here. This is just the lower map, not in boost or anything. And I'm going to adjust that, and I'm going to, let me see if I can do this with one hand. I'm gonna do plus, let's see if you guys can see that. I'm gonna do plus 20%, and we'll see what that does. Okay, and upload. Oh yeah, she's running way better now, guys. Still a little lean, but I forgot that you had to, you know, add some fuel to the stock map since it is on E85. But I'm on my way to PFI now, and I'll get my old tune back and she'll be ready to go. Well, I made it to PFI in the MR2. I got Brent's laptop hooked up right now. Already got K-Pro pulled up. I'm just going to load my old tune back on. When that's done, we should be ready to go. Ready to go. So, seen your last video. Heard the NSX is getting faster. Trying to take down the hatch.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that.
You're not supposed to watch. Between me and the subscribers.
Just wait till the MR2's ready. Then it'll be a run.
You're going down. You don't even know. You don't even know what I got.
You might take the hatch.
I didn't say what turbo it was. They're both mid-engine rear-wheel drive.
Then we'll see.
You might get a little weight advantage.
I guess the only advantage you'll have is you're gonna be tuning it. So.
And driving.
You're gonna be driving it?
Yeah, I'm gonna drive the NSX.
Oh no, I'm saying you're gonna be tuning my MR2.
Oh, I'll make sure it's as good as it can get.
That's what I want to hear.
I don't win that way.
Yeah, don't cheat it.
I'm gonna cheat it. No way.
But yeah, I'll get the hatch ready and we can have a rematch when the NSX is going.
All right, that sounds fair because it did beat me, so.
Just barely. It was a good race though. Making an A&W run in the MR2. Dude, these floats look so good. So bomb. I'm just glad the MR2's running good. We made some boost on the way up here. The tune's spot on. Dude, what the hell? Dude.
There's no tip in, bro. So it's all super rich. So
dude, that's a fireball.
I floor it and then I come back in a little bit soft on the throttle. I can throw a little fuel at it. Poof.
Holy shit. That's a big fireball.
That was awesome. We all like fire. A bunch of kids.
Who knew Brent tuned Miatas?
I don't care what it is. Bring it on.
Alright guys, so I've been home for a little bit. I started to clean the garage up after the huge mess we made yesterday and, you know, just over the last couple days trying to swap this motor in. But now that that's in there, we can start cleaning up. But I'm taking a break from that and I'm gonna show you guys a couple things I got for the van. Nothing too crazy, but I did get the oil pressure gauge in the mail today, and I also went and picked up a oil filter for this thing. So real quick, I'm going to crawl under there and get the filter on and also get the sending unit from this gauge threaded in there. I figured I should do this now because knowing myself, if I don't do it now, there's a good chance I'll just go and put oil in there without putting these in at all because I'll just forget, and I really don't want to spill oil everywhere, and I really don't want to start the motor with a huge oil leak on the back of the block. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these on right now. This is the gauge right there. I got the smoked out black one, same one I have on the hatch and the same one I have in the wagon. And yeah, there's, oh, that looks new. That's nice. Looks like a new updated sensor from GlowShift. The other one is like, you know, big and bulky. Is this the right gauge? Oil pressure? I hope it is, because that definitely looks different from what I'm used to. Yeah, it's an oil pressure gauge, so yeah, it looks like they updated their sensor. So that's pretty neat. That's a lot smaller, and it comes with this nice little wiring harness. That is going to be way nicer than what you had to do before. Damn. So yeah, guess I'm going to be throwing this guy on right here. It's that one right there. Gonna plug up that hole and then also get the oil filter thrown on there real quick. So I'm under the van right now and I got the oil filter on. I just got it hand tight, and I also got the oil pressure sensor threaded into where the old oil pressure switch used to be from factory. So I'm just replacing it right there. And yeah, that's all ready to go. And I was kind of glad I came under here because I also found out there's no drain plug on the pan. So I need to go find a drain plug real quick as well. Found a drain plug, so she's ready for some oil. So I pulled the plastic trim off around the steering column, and look at all these hair ties that are around the shifter. This was obviously owned by a mom at some point. All of these got lost behind the plastic. So that's kind of funny. There's a whole bunch of them, and I probably shouldn't be touching those. I pulled all the plastic off around the steering column because I'm trying to figure out how to get the key to unlock when the battery's plugged in. So right now the key can come out because there's no battery plugged in at all. But when the battery's plugged in and I go to the full on position, the key will only go one click back and the radio will stay on and stuff, and it won't let the key come out at all unless I unplug the battery, because I assume there's like a little electronic, you know, solenoid in there, you know, closing a pin or something and not letting the key come out because it's some sort of safety feature. I don't know what the deal is. It's in park all the time, so I don't really understand how any of that works. But I'm going to try to figure out how to make it so it doesn't do that, so I can pull the key out even when the battery's in. And I think it has something to do with this little box right here. I could be wrong, but I'm going to pull it off and see what that does. Well guys, that was pretty easy. I have the battery plugged in right now, and if I turn the key all the way on, everything comes on, and I can turn it all the way off and pull the key out. So I know I literally just explained what it was doing, but I wish I would have showed it. So before, with the battery in, you would turn it all the way on right here, and you would only be able to go like that, one click back right there. The radio would stay on and the key would just be stuck in there, and you could not pull it out until you went and unplugged the battery. And then this little electronic box, I guess, had a pin that would just like kind of lock it in place. But now that that's off of there, it comes out. So that's sweet. And I can show you the little box real quick. I have never messed with any of this stuff before, so that was a lucky first guess. But it's just this little gold box right here, and it had this pin in it right here. So that sat down in this hole. Not sure how well you guys can see that. And this was mounted like upside down like that, and it like caught on this little bracket right here. I don't know exactly how it worked, but without this on there, the key comes out. So obviously we don't need this thing anymore. It does have a little plug, so I'm just gonna unplug it, and hopefully that solves that issue. So I ran into another issue. The battery's still plugged in right now, and if I go to turn the key, I can't get it to crank at all. There is no oil in the motor, so I'm not trying to, you know, like start it or crank it very hard. But even if I just barely tap the key, the starter motor won't engage at all. And I've been trying to mess with this for quite some time now. I was looking into it yesterday, and just now I've been messing with it for like an hour, and I have no idea why this thing won't crank. It has the signal wire going to the starter, it has the positive going to it, it has the ground going to it, the motor's grounded, the thermostat ground should be good, any grounds on the engine harness that were there are all grounded, and yeah, so I'm not sure what's up with it. I know when you convert automatic Civics to manual, there's like a plug on the harness and you have to fuse or connect two of the wires together, and I can't find any plug that's anything like that on here, so I really have no idea how to make this thing crank. And I don't think you guys can hear it on camera, but every time I hit the key, I can hear a relay going off over here under the glove box and a relay going off under the hood. So I'm not sure if it's just trying to start and everything's working and there's just like a bad ground or something, or if there's some sort of, you know, safety mechanism under here or something like that that I need to fix under the column with the wiring harness to get this thing to crank, because I can jump the starter with a screwdriver. I did try that just a little bit ago. I just barely tapped it, and the starter is good and it does turn if I jump it with a screwdriver. And yeah, I'm not sure why it won't start. Now that I think about it, it's also kind of funny how yesterday when I put the lawnmower in the engine bay and I kind of joked around saying, oh, we can't get it to start, I need to jump it with a screwdriver. I was just saying that for fun, just to have an excuse to go and pop the hood to pull the pull start on the lawnmower. But turns out I actually need a screwdriver to get the starter to do anything, which is kind of funny. But I'm sure we'll figure it out. Maybe you guys have some ideas. I do know quite a bit, but I don't know everything, and I'm definitely stumped right now. That's just one other thing that needs to get figured out as well before we can fire this thing up. So there's really not much more I can do on the minivan tonight. It is getting pretty late, And this video may seem kind of thrown together. My day definitely did not go as planned. I still didn't even fix the flat on the Odyssey, so I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow. But at least I did get the MR2 running good on that other ECU, so at least I can drive that thing around. Tomorrow we may go to the junkyard and go back to that Prelude and try to pull the clutch assembly off of it for the minivan, or we'll do it another day, whatever day we have time. Hopefully it's still there. And yeah, sorry if this video is kind of thrown together. It might be a little short, didn't get a whole bunch done, but it definitely did not go as planned. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.